Okay, so today we're going to be talking about two very important moral philosophers, Jeremy Bentham and Immanuel Kant. Now, we can't possibly do justice to their entire bodies of work, so I'll just give you a brief overview of their arguments. We'll start with Bentham. As a utilitarian, Bentham argues that we can evaluate the moral rightness of a decision based on its consequences or its outcomes. Utilitarianism tells us that an act is good or just if it has utility. That is, if it results in an increase in the number of happy people and a decrease in the number of unhappy people. The greatest happiness of the greatest number is the foundation of morals. So far, so good, right? Okay. Still, this calculation isn't always straightforward. An act can increase happiness for most people, but if the minority of people who do not benefit from this act experiences a much greater loss than the majority gains, the act will not result in a net benefit overall. Got that? Okay. Now, Kant's ethics, also known as Kantian ethics, not surprisingly, argues that the rightness of a moral decision is not based on consequences or outcomes, but whether it can be universalized. So, here's the quote. Always act in such a way that you can also will that the maxim of your actions should become a universal law. A universal law is one that you would want everyone to adhere to. Kant also says, act so as to treat humanity, whether in your own person or that of any other, in every case as an end and never merely as a means only. In other words, always treat people as ends in themselves, never as a means to an end, even to a good end. Okay? Okay, now, how would Bentham and Kant have us assess the rightness of an action differently if, say, we were to consider harming an innocent person? Well, if we chose to harm an innocent person because it would benefit, say, 5 other people, a utilitarian might tell us that that was a justifiable act, right? Whereas a Kantian would argue that this was wrong because A, good outcomes do not justify harming an innocent person, B, that would be using someone as a means rather than as an end, and C, we wouldn't want to universalize harming innocent people. Do you see that?